Hi guys.
Welcome to our video today. We will be talking about the best technologies in World War II. So our first invention is radar. So the first practical radar system was invented in 1935 by a British physicist, Sir Robert Watson Watt, and they used it in Britain.
The radar helped change the tide of the war, especially in the Battle of Britain, where Germany was raiding, bombarding, where Germany was raiding and bombarding Britain, and so the radar was able to detect German airplanes that would come from France and give Britain time to assemble the Royal Air Force, often the Spitfire or the Hurricane fighters, to combat the German airplanes, and so this helped turn the tide, so that the British were able. Eventually, this helped turn the tide of the war, allowing Britain to survive, to win, allowing Britain to win the Battle of Britain, and fend off the Germans' aerial invasion.
In 1941, the Americans stationed at Pearl Harbor detected a cluster of planes on their radar. Since radar was new at the time, they thought it was the B-17s coming in from California. Turns out it was the Japanese planes coming in to bomb Pearl Harbor. So our next invention is the atomic bomb. It was created by taking German and American scientists and putting them on the Manhattan Project.
The Americans created 3 atomic bombs. The first one was a test bomb that was detonated in Nevada. The second one was dropped on
Hiroshima in August 6, 1945.
And then the second one was dropped on
Nagasaki in 1945 on August 9th. Because we threatened to drop more atomic bombs on Japan's cities, Japan surrendered on the USS Missouri. To our next section, he wants me to talk about, should we have dropped the atomic bomb?
Just a quick atomic bomb killing people. It's not ethical, but it did provide a lot of research and scientific data based off of radiation.
It did also kill a bunch of innocent people.
A lot of innocent people.
Women and children. If you were a child back in that time, you would have died.
If you were in Hiroshima or Nagasaki,
you would have died. You might have been.
But like they're very nationalist. It happened when the Americans first retook Philippines. Filipino people just killing themselves because they were jumping off cliffs because they thought being tortured and captured by the Americans were worse than death. Brainwashed like Nazi Germans.
2 hours later.
It prevented a lot of casualties.
So basically, get brainwashed and you might die. Don't get brainwashed because you live in America, you'll survive. This man right here, he survived both atomic bombs. And because the first...
he lived in
I'm trying to explain
Hiroshima,
how
he got bombed, and he went to work to Nagasaki, and he got bombed the second time. He survived both.
And the way he survived was he hid in a ditch both times.
Such a wimp. You should fight the bomb head on.
Our next technology is the jet engine. And the first jet to be seen in combat is this jet right here, and it's called HE-178, because I don't know how to say the first thing. So basically, the Germans invented jet engines and used it in combat.
The Germans were the first ones to use jet engines in combat, and they weren't able to mass produce them until later in the war, where the Me-262 was able to use combat, and there wasn't enough of them to actually change the war, but it was
Because they were expensive.
They were expensive to make, and they were expensive to keep up,
Yeah, like
to manage. In Germany, they already lost a lot. They were already getting caved all sides. Even Denmark. Denmark. Even Denmark. They were just getting clapped from the Soviets, the Allies, from all
America,
sides.
the army.
And so the German fighters, the the German fighter jets were able to show a significant improvement in dogfighting. I want to just keep this one brisk because that one really sucked.
And no one liked the engine.
The engine? No, they did.
Stop recording.